Okay, so I'm live. This is the first time I've done this, okay, so bear with me. I thought it would be a good idea to come on after the programme and basically just chat to you guys and try and answer any questions that you have. It's nice to see people joining. Hello. I hope you're enjoying the new mornings offer. It's been really great for me to kind of be with you guys at a different time of the day. On your TV screens, and it's a big week, which is partly why I thought I'd do this Ask Me Anything, because we of course got the budget and all that kind of stuff coming up this week, so lots and lots to talk about, and basically just to try and have a bit of a chat. So I can see already that I've very helpfully had a couple of questions sent in that I'm going to try and rattle through. The first one that I got, which I quite enjoyed actually, was Mel saying that I'm hearing that Labour's going to tax lattes, which is the last Labour demographic, including me. So this is a sugar tax, which I think is actually going to be a thing. They're actually going to be taxing things with high sugar content. So lattes, yeah. If you enjoy a latte or a milkshake, then it's bad news for you. It's part of the kind of smorgasbord, if you like, of tax rises that a lot of people are talking about today. I got a question from Craig as well that I wanted to answer, because this is something that I think is quite important, actually. We need to kind of explain the terms that we're using all the time. Craig asked, what does the triple lock mean? And this is about the UK state pension. So what the triple lock means is that every year the pension goes up by either the rate of inflation, CPI inflation, average earnings, or 2.5%. So whichever of those is higher, that is what the state pension will increase by. And actually, it is, it's quite controversial, and some people think it's not a good idea. I can see there a question coming through live. Will you be doing a post-budget interview with the Chancellor? I certainly hope so, yeah, Thursday morning. So I'm going to be, anything you think I should ask her after the budget, do let me know, because I'm going to try and put as many questions to her as possible. Got a question as well from Dev saying, what are the likely changes to welfare? I think the most eye-catching change on welfare that we pretty much know is coming is scrapping the two-child benefit cap. So this is the idea that after 2 children, currently, you don't get any more welfare, no matter how many kids you have after that. It's seen as a big driver of child poverty. You've had people like Gordon Brown coming out saying that actually this is a huge driver of child poverty, it needs to go. The polling shows it's actually quite popular though, so it'd be interesting to see how that goes down. I can see James Ward there saying, do you think this budget will make or break the Labour Party? Yeah, actually, genuinely, it is going to be one of those things. For Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer, really, things are pretty precarious. There is so much leadership chatter going on right now, so I think it is going to be a hugely important one. They've got to get growth up somehow. They've really got to do that. If they do that, everything unlocks. And by the way, just a little shout out to the kind of Wednesday message I saw there. Keep those ones coming in particular. Fingers crossed for a better season next year, right? Patrick has said, what non-UK cultural or political figure would you like to interview? Trump, obviously, I think, is probably top of the list. For a cultural figure, I'd probably go, J.K. Rowling, Barbara Kingsolver, one of my favourite contemporary authors as well. Kenny Brock's saying there, what's your take on pre-budget briefings? It's been I think they need to look at them, honestly, because I do think that it has, impacted the economy, it's impacted consumer confidence. It feels like, as journalists, to be honest with you, we've been marched up the hill and back down again, and almost used by the government a bit to fly a few kites and do some expectation management, which I don't think is great, to be honest. Titch just saying there, why do energy bills keep going up when the rate they buy at is coming down? Energy bills is one to look out for. You hear Rachel Reeves saying she's going to prioritise the cost of living. I think what she means is there's going to be some action on energy bills, which is good because it's freezing at the minute and it wasn't got the heating up, right? I can just see another question there. Do you think there's any pressure for Labour to move more left with the Greens starting to top the polls? Yes, I think is the answer to that. That's where we're going to see changes to council tax, so people paying more money on their assets. I think it's also boxing them into a bit more of a corner as well, because they are worried. Come on, they can see the rest of the polls like us too about the Green Party potentially, eating into their vote as well. Chris has asked 2 questions. He's asked, what is a really bad day for you? And he's also asked when you're going on Strictly. And I think those are linked for me, because I think a really bad day for me would be going on Strictly. It's been my worst nightmare. I can't think of anything worse than going on Strictly. So that is a big no. Deb saying, we lost yesterday. I was talking about Sheffield Wednesday there. That's football. Oh no, actually, I don't think that's Sheffield Wednesday. It's someone else. Well, commiserations. Football is an absolute nightmare, isn't it? I don't know why we put ourselves through it, to be honest. Andrew's asked, what's your go-to karaoke song? So my go-to karaoke song, because I can't sing at all, is actually rapping. So I would go for probably something like the streets to show off my in-depth knowledge of being able to rap and to shout into a microphone, basically, rather than to do any singing, which I think would be a very, very bad thing for anyone who actually knows me. I can see that I'm a celebrity instead. Also a hard no for that one as well. Also a hard no. One that I wanted to bring as well is a question from someone called David Gilman, who I work with every day. David Gilman is my director. So David's in my ear every morning, and he said, how are you managing not to be grumpy on the early starts? Which I'm happy with, actually, because I feel I have probably been quite grumpy as well. Finn is saying, I know predictions are difficult, but do you see Starmer leading Labour to the next election? That's a great question. No. Honestly, I don't think I do. And that's not saying that I think that there's going to be an immediate leadership challenge, or even that, there's been a lot of speculation around the local elections in May. That could be a moment for a leadership challenge, which I'm not saying that, is going to happen, but I'm not sure if I do. It's 4 years away still. Do we really see Keir Starmer leading the party into that election? I'm not sure. Simon, do you think the government genuinely believe that increasing the level of tax intake will lead to economic growth? Where are the supply side reforms? I mean, this is a question that an awful lot of people are asking. I think that's right. I think what the government would say to that is that they feel that it's important for everybody to take some pain, to have the pain shared out. So if we're seeing spending cuts, for example, that impact an awful lot of people, then they need to look at tax rises as well. Although I have to say, with this budget, it does look like it's going to be way heavier slanted towards tax. So we'll have to see how that one goes. I think getting growth up is going to be so key, though, and I think they probably will try and... I wouldn't be surprised to see some reforms on that side as well to try and make that happen. Elliot is asking, are you confident a peace deal will be brokered between Ukraine and Russia? What's the feeling on the ground? Well, my feeling, and to be honest, this is talking to politicians who are a bit closer to it than me, is that they still feel it looks like a long way away from something that they would see palatable. I think there's a difference between any old peace deal and a peace deal that they think would be right for Ukraine. James Cleverly, on the programme this morning, former Foreign Secretary, for example, saying that, anything where Ukraine has to concede ground is just going to be basically giving a green light to other aggressors around the world. That actually, that is something that they're going to get rewarded for. It's nice to see the hellos from people, by the way. Thank you for tuning in from all different places around the world. It's, this is one of the best things about my job, actually, is feeling that kind of connection with people who are saying hello or kind of tuning in and all this kind of stuff as well. And certainly it's going to be a huge day tomorrow. I've got a long day in particular, I have to say. I am doing mornings, of course, with Belf. And then I'm presenting the budget coverage throughout the day as well, with all that analysis from Ed Conway, from Beth Rippey and everyone as well. It feels like it is going to be one of those huge moments. The budget last year felt like a pretty massive moment as well, didn't it? And there was a lot of backlash to it, particularly, of course, on those national insurance changes as well, and I think that the economic situation has probably only got worse since that as well. Sudeep, hello from Singapore. Hello, hi Sudeep, saying, I think Ed Miliband or Angela Rayner might be the next Prime Minister. I think those are quite good guesses. I asked Angela Rayner about this specifically, and Ed Miliband. He was like, no, I've done it before, don't want to do it again. Who knows? Someone's asking where Wilf is. Has he gone home for a little nap? He's working. He's actually at his computer just behind this blue wall behind me. It never stops, obviously, Wilf. There you go. James Ward says he's on his way to see Radiohead on the train to London. That sounds amazing. I have some people that I know went to see Radiohead over the weekend, and they said it was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm pretty jealous of that one as well. I probably need to head off pretty soon. It's been so great to see so many of you tuning in and asking questions. I'm going to try and do this a little bit more regularly as well. So, if there's any question that you'd like me to answer the next time, then really do, just send them in. I'll try and do the same. I've had a few people asking how I'm finding doing the mornings, and it's been fun, I have to say. I've been enjoying the little afternoon catnap. In particular, though, there's something about Breakfast TV, doing those morning rounds, getting to talk to the politicians, but also other guests as well who bring something to the party as well. And I think that is something that has been a massive privilege. So the lack of sleep and the ridiculously early alarm clock has been worth it so far. Ask me in a couple of months, though. I'll see how I'm getting on. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will speak to you later.